It looks like this AMC rally that we have been seeing over the past 7 trading days or so is likely to continue throughout the rest of this week. I say this because of this one indicator that I have been watching for, and I'm going to break that down for you guys. You guys can watch this throughout the rest of trading today and even into after hours. It is going to be very applicable, and a lot of traders are watching this as we currently speak. We do have about 30 minutes left of trading, so this could become even more bullish, or we could sell off like we did see yesterday. I'm leaning towards the bullish side, but you guys can monitor this for yourselves by the end of after hours trading. But we are going to go over the Ortex data, just a broad technical analysis update, the stonk tracker data, and the 13F filings that are coming out from the hedge funds and institutions. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into this video. Hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know in the comment section what is your prediction by the end of this week. So let's get straight into this video. Let's go over some technical analysis, what I am watching for, what you guys should be watching for, and obviously what traders are watching for, and then let's get straight into this whole gamma squeeze situation that I think is likely to propel this bullish rally. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor, not a financial planner, so don't hold me to any of this. This is for educational, entertainment purposes only, to provide you guys the due diligence, the factual information with my opinions mixed in here and there. So right off the bat, guys, we are still looking very bullish. Like I've pretty much called this whole week's move perfectly. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 very green days, and then I did say on Monday that we are likely to see a sell-off on Tuesday, which was yesterday, or a consolidation day down 3%. We closed down about 5%, so a little bit off on that. It was a little bit worse than I had expected, but right along the same lines as what I did say. I did indicate today that we're likely to have a pretty flat day overall, go up or down a couple percentage points, but not a big move overall. Now, what to be watching for is this 50-day moving average on the daily candlestick chart. As you guys can see, this 50-day moving average, which is this blue line right here, has pretty much been on the $40 price for quite a while now, and this was our resistance level. As you guys do know, hit that low of $33.74, bounced back up to about $37.50, flirting in between that and about $35, and then finally broke out past 40. We've seen the rally up to $44.44. That was yesterday in the beginning of trading before we did sell off down to about this 50-day moving average yet again. So now that we are above this, this should remain our support level. If we go under this, that's not a good sign at all. If we stay above this, this is a huge win. And let me just remind you, 50-day moving average on the daily candlestick chart. If you guys don't know how to do this, go, and you're on Webull, go to indicators, go to MA, it stands for moving average, and then you click on it obviously, and then over here on settings you can change this up, the length 50. I have the 50-day and the 200-day on. Go to style, because sometimes it won't have it marked, and then you just click on the 50-day and choose your color right there, and that is exactly on $40.51. So as long as we stay above that, looking very good. If we're under that, then we're probably going to see a sell-off through the end of the week, but we're actually picking up in percentage change to the positive the longer that we do go throughout trading. We were negative for a brief period, now up about 0.5%. Now let's talk about this whole gamma squeeze situation, because right out of the money at the $41, $42, $43, $44, and $45 strike, you're looking at 2 million, 1.23 million, 1.5 million, 850,000, and 720,000 shares that will collectively have to be hedged for. So give or take 5 million, 5.5 million shares that will have to be hedged for up until this $45 strike. So I think if we do get that close above the 50-day moving average, and then ultimately start to inch our way back up in after hours and in the beginning of trading tomorrow, you could see a pretty substantial gamma squeeze. My price prediction, as I called out in one of the last videos, is about $45 by the end of this week. So I think that is very reasonable, quite conservative when you're looking at the actual option chain and how much activity is just out of the money on this option chain. But anything can happen to the downside. I would watch that $40 level. That's really my worst case scenario by the end of the week, $38. If it gets really bad, if the market does start to sell off, or AMC gets some random bad news, anything is always possible. But that is what I'm watching for. Definitely still in this bullish trajectory. We're hitting higher lows. In other words, we're going up a lot. We're not coming down as much as where we did start. So looking good right there. Everything as far as what I've said already, definitely very bullish. Now let's update the Ortex data and go over this. Take this with a big grain of salt. 16.75% short interest on free float, 85.65 million shares that are sold short, 84.36% share utilization. So there's still a decent amount of shares that can be sold short. Free float on loan still the same at 21%, meaning there's about a 5.5% give or take difference between the free float on loan, which are just shares that obviously are out on loan in people's brokerage accounts that have not been sold short yet, relative to 16.75% of those actual free flow on loan that has been sold short, about a 5% difference. So we can see some short ladder attacks coming in, a lot of short activity all at once, basically at any time. So that's the one thing I think that would really throw off this rally towards the end of the week and ultimately a gamma squeeze. But like I said, I don't think it's going to happen per se. There's not really a short thesis on AMC, especially around all the news that we have got recently. AMC starting a brand new business line. I don't think there's a lot to be, a lot of reason to be shorting AMC at the current moment. Now let's talk about the Stocko tracker data, which basically plays into the gamma squeeze as well. Looking at 228,514 calls that are out of the money. In the money calls at 18,830. So definitely a substantial amount right here. Nothing too crazy for the following weeks until you get to obviously January 21st, 2022. That's where you're going to see a quite substantial gamma squeeze that could happen around that time. And I have not even looked at this for some reason, but let's go to the option chain. Let's take a look at where the actual call strikes do end. Yeah, $145 strike, and you're seeing 103,000 for open interest at this strike. So I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys what to do, but obviously very, very risky. I would not be a part of this. If you did want to trade options, maybe to the $60 strike would be a lot more reasonable. But then again, you're not seeing a lot of activity close to the money, so you're going to have to see a big move by January. Geez, that is very bad. You're not seeing anything significant until the $145 strike. Makes me think some hedge funds institutions are behind that, but we'll save all that for a different video. That is quite astonishing right there. Now let's talk about the 13F filings. Let's refresh the page, see if anything new came in. We're only getting 2 of these filings that have came in for today. One firm that has sold out, one firm that has stayed the same at an average share price of $26.79. And really, I've called this out a lot, so I don't want to go over it, but incredibly bullish 13F filings. Average cost of these bullish positions is about $47, give or take. Some more have came out, but I did the math on that. About $47 average, and some of these positions are quite substantial. 78,000 shares right there. I see 48,000, 29,000, 64,000, all brand new positions, and you are seeing some firms that have sold out but incredibly bullish, and firms are holding their positions with a $47 average price, so they're still substantially underwater, but they have been holding on, and that's just bullish overall, because why would you hold on to a losing position if you thought it was going to continue to go down in value? So the risk reward profile of AMC, considering the best case, worst case, and bear case scenario for the stock, obviously worst case scenario, go down to the fundamental valuation or a little bit less, arguably around $20 to $30 per share. Best case scenario of the MOAS, base case scenario trading in between about $30 and $50 per share. That's basically your base case scenario. So not much of a short thesis here. That's why I don't think the short interest is going to continue to go up too much. If anything, we're getting pretty close to the MOAS in my personal opinion, depending what happens on earnings. As we do know, we went up 60% on the earnings in March. In the earnings in May, we went up 1,000%, and the earnings in August 9th, we went up about 100%. So definitely looking good. Earnings, the whole situation, incredibly bullish. Never been more bullish on AMC stock. So that is going to wrap up this video. If you guys got value out of it, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about a potential rally or sell-off by the end of the week? And just make sure to monitor that 50-day moving average. If you're wondering which direction we will go in, that will give you a pretty good, guidance to go off of. Also, support the channel, link for Public, link for Webull. If you guys have not signed up with that, definitely check it out. Link for the buy and sell alerts if you guys want to be notified every time a trade is bought or sold in real time with stock options and or crypto. That is available to you guys at your disposal. So that's all for this video. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you in the next video.